Welcome, welcome everybody. We are here for another stellar edition of the Dudes Commander Decks deck lists. Yeah. So, one of my more recent for fun things I've been doing is Sigarda, Host of Herons. She is a very powerful general. She's kind of vanilla in what she does, but having hexproof, 5 for 5 flying, and not being able to be sacrificed with hexproof, it's just once she hits, she sticks, what I like to say. She's a very aggressive general. You can build it a few different ways. It's pretty consistent. More popular way is obviously kind of Voltroning up, hooking her up with some sick-ass enchantments, some artifacts, equipments, things like that. I went the equipment route with the exception of maybe like one or two really unavoidable, in my opinion, auras. So we'll get into her. She's pretty baller. I've had a wicked win ratio to loss ratio with her, and there's a guy, one of my buddies at Alpha Omega Gaming here in the Chesterfield Mall in Chesterfield. His name's Austin. He runs an Animar deck, and he has a few proxies in there, but for the most part he's got all the cards, like a decked out Animar deck. Him and I go toe to toe in the most close of matches. This deck, Sigarda versus his Animar, it's a lot of fun. I mean, him and I just duke it out. The other two people at the table, y'all just spectators and or casualties. So, back up. Let Sigarda put in some work, bruh. So we'll start with our lands. We 37 lands. I do have a good bit of land acceleration through fetching, so I went away from my standard 38 to 37. I have 30, or I'm sorry, yeah, I have 30 forests. No, I have 11 basic forests, because let's face it, if you're running green and only running 2 colors, you can afford to skimp on the non-basics. I don't need no dual lands. I mean, I don't have any, but you know, if any of you guys want to give me a dual land, hey, I won't say no. I also thought it would be fun to find some really old, crappy looking lands and run those, so I am legit running 11 of these skanky white borders. I think they're revised. There's a 7th edition one. I mean, they nasty, but they funny. I like them. So, then we got 10 plains. Oops, I'm making a mess. It's kind of late here, so I'm tired. 10 of these little buggers. 11 forests, 10 plains. Mosswork Bridge. I got a lot of fatties, so this thing does serious work, and right off the bat I'm halfway there with just Sigarda to popping this bad boy off. Selesnya Sanctuary, Temple Garden, Stapley, Command Tower, whoops, Cavern of Souls. I have it in here because, let's face it, all I need is one thing to stick. That's my leader, Sigarda. She sticks around. Brushland. Reflecting Poo, Sunpetal Grove, Windswept Heath, Rogue's Passage. Now again, this is one of those cards I put in almost all my decks. I love it. It's so much fun. Making something unblockable. Sigarda 90% of the time is coming through straight to the face. So this is often irrelevant, but I do have some other ground and pounders in there. Tech Edge. Okay, a big thing that could really doink me over, frickin' Arcane Lighthouse. It's a land that you pay 1, tap it, remove hexproof or shroud from a creature of your choice. So that's bad. That is very bad. That's a complete blowout land for me. And it's like an uncommon too out of the old commander stuff. So I do run Strip Mine and Tech Edge, and I think I run Ghost Quarter as well. I want to hit that thing off the table. If it's there, I need it gone fast, or else I'm in trouble. Trouble. Temple with False God, Ancient Tomb, Reliquary Tower, whoop. Homeward Path. That's another complete blowout. If somebody, which it does happen, and this has became a very relevant card in decks like Sigarda, where if you Voltron them up, or any of the other creatures in the deck, you Voltron them, you're susceptible to theft. And that can be a complete blowout. and fortunately for me, I come prepared. I build my decks to fight in almost any arena, so I'm at the table. You be prepared, because I'm ready to rumble, bruh. Strip mine. So I guess I don't run Ghost Quarter. My bad. But 37 lands. Next, we'll get into the creatures. Got the old Mother of Runes. Dearest Mother, Mother dearest. My family protects all families. You ain't shitting me. She does serious work, especially when I don't have Sigarda out and I want something to stick around. She helps it stick around. Qasali Pride Mage. I do have a lot of artifact and enchantment removal as far as creatures and other spells. That's one thing that is never going to bring Sigarda down. Artifacts and enchantments are not going to be a problem. Sakura Tribuilder, the land ramp. Grand Abolisher. I put him in there because I don't want things countered, especially Sigarda, so he makes sure that she sticks. And he also makes combat tricks and any other little tricks a little less tricky. It's more of a treat than a trick. Stoneforge Mystic. I run only a couple, I think I run 3 of the sword series, you know, the 3 big 3, but other than that I run Argentum Armor, a little bit of toolboxy stuff. So she of course does work. I mean, she's worth a lot for a reason, because she's a powerful card. She gets me what I need when I need it. Farhaven Elf, little ramp, little elf. Dauntless Escort. Now, he is super awesome because he helps prevent me from losing Sigarda to a board wipe. And all my other creatures for that matter, so he's kind of fun. Silverblade Paladin. He could easily make Sigarda an almost 2-hit kill general. A 3-turn clock at the latest. So, well yeah, it'd be two turns. Like I said, it's tired over here. Yeah, it's tired. It's, oh my god. It's late over here and I'm tired. So we got Brimaz, King of Oreskos. He's a very efficient creature in this deck because he himself, a 3/4 for 3 mana, that's pretty good. Vigilance good. And he puts out tokens whenever he attacks or blocks. So he puts out bodies. He puts out damage. That's all I can ask for. Wood Elves, little land ramp. Rexage. Rexage is sweet. Love me some Rexage. Eternal Witness, staple. Oracle of Moldiah. I am hard to fight against putting this in decks that run green. Ramps you ahead, bro. That's why it's so expensive. Wickerbaugh Elder, again, I'm hard on them artifacts and enchantments. Those are some things that could really mess me up, and I ain't taking chances. Angelic Field Marshal. Newer card, the Lieutenant ability is really good. I don't have a Heliod, or else Heliod would probably be in here as well, but giving all my creatures vigilance, aka Sigarda, as long as I get some sort of blockage, because I mean I run like 30 creatures counting the general, so I'm not hurting for a field presence, but it's good to have blockers behind when you're swinging, especially when you sword up Sigarda. You become a big target. Brooding Saurian. This is a very underrated card that was actually reprinted in one of the Commander series, and I was around when he first came out and I saw his power then, you know, making sure you gain back all of your non-token stuff that you had stolen from you. That again, I mean, it can save you from a complete blowout, and he has paid off before. Karmic Guide, a little bit of recursion. Hey, if for some odd reason Sigarda gets put in the graveyard, or you want it to go to the graveyard, hey, boom, 5 mana, she's right back in the game. I also run Elish Norn, things like that, some big stuff. I want to get those big things back. She makes it happen. Stone Hewer Giants. I do not run the old Quiet as Spike Stone Hewer Giant attack combo, so that's not part of my tech. He's just a fetcher for any equipment, and he's a decent sized creature. With Vigilance. Dramoka the Eternal, a very fun aggressive creature. She buffs up things if I don't have a sword, which is a very rare occasion, or some other equipment to buff up my creatures, she buffs it up. He, she, it, whatever it is. Acidic Slime, again hitting them artifacts, enchantments, and pesky lands. Arcane Lighthouse. Baneslayer Angel, gains me life, and she's big, she's aggressive. I mean, she's powerful. Karametra. I mean, as you see, I have multiple green-white symbols in a lot of my stuff. My general alone gives me 3. So this plus my general, I have got 5 devotion right off the bat. I mean, all I need is 2 more. If I have anything else out almost, I'm going to have devotion. So not only does it help me pull ahead as far as lands, tutor up some lands just by playing creatures, which I don't know how many Magic decks don't play creatures, but I think a very vast majority do. So doing something for free, doing something I'm going to do naturally, get a big indestructible creature. Dragonlord Dramoka. Dragonlord Dramoka is a lot like the Grand Abolisher in here. She helps kind of protect me from being countered and other weird combat tricks on my turn. So she kind of throws opponents off guard. And she's got lifelink, which is very nice. She's big, she's got a big fat butt, but that's okay. We like big butts, we cannot lie. Worm Coil Engine, another lifelinker. I guess I never paid attention, but I do have a lot of life gaining ability in here. Never paid attention to that, but very resilient creature, very big, very menacing. Sun Titan. Sun Titan hits all my really good equipments. Shielded the Oversoul, I run that. Hits a lot of my good techie creatures. I mean, Rex Sage. I mean, I can get a lot of things from Sun Titan. Strip Mine, something like that. Elish Norn. Who doesn't like Elish Norn? Elish Norn hurts my opponents by making their stuff weaker and buffs my stuff up. It makes Sigarda that much of a quicker clock. Achroma Angel of Wrath. I put her in here because, I mean, I was around when Legions first came out. She first came onto the scene. I loved it. I wanted it. I had one back in the day, ended up getting rid of it when I met my wife, and because I kind of quit playing Magic from, I'd say, about the old Ravnica Dissension set until about Lorwyn to Morningtide. Whatever. Yeah, Morningtide. I think it was that one. Came back in there, and the first thing that I bought, because I was getting my wife into it as well, was the Demons versus Angels dual box. And I believe I got that for about 20 bucks, 20 or 30 bucks, something like that. She came in there and boom, fell in love all over again. Reunited and it feels so good. Archangel of Endurance. He protects all my stuff. And I mean, he's pretty vanilla as far as just being a 6/5, no evasion, no nothing like Achroma, Angel of Murder. But that hexproof completely, it saves you. I mean, it protects all your stuff. And then, kind of a little combo-ish piece, Avacyn, Angel of Hope. I do run Tooth and Nail. Most of the time, if I don't have any other specific need for a creature, like a removal piece, I'm tutoring up for these 2 bad boys. Avacyn with Archetype of Endurance, boom. I mean, you can't target and you can't destroy my stuff. I mean, what more do you want from that? I mean, if I have my general out, that means I can't sacrifice things either. So you're limited to either exiling or returning my stuff to my hand. I mean, the only other card that really gets around that is Living Death. I mean, you're talking about a very small percentage of removal out there that can get rid of, you know, these 2 paired up. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful thing. So again, I run 30 creatures. Fantastic, powerful, and useful creatures. I mean, I'm proud of this deck. It runs like a champ, like an Olympic athlete hopped up on freaking pre-workout or something. So now we're gonna go into my ramp section. I got Soul Rings, pretty stapley. We got Land Tax, fetches up some lands, thins out my deck. Oh, skipped one. Rampant Growth. I don't normally run Rampant Growth, but you know, I sometimes just like to switch it up, so I threw it in there, and you know, it's pretty good, pretty common. Selesnya Signet, Kodama's Reach, Cultivate, which is Kodama's Reach's equally attractive cousin. We have Mirari's Wake. Double all your lands, buff up your creatures. Good, swell. Now we're getting into our tutors / draw package, or things that are similar. Enlightened Tutor, that basically fetches me up a win condition, a untap mech through Sword of Feast and Famine or Bear Umbra. I think, yeah, Bear Umbra. I mean, I can get a lot of different things. I can get removal. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I run Aura Shards in here, which is super powerful. I mean, it's just a good card. I mean, this tutors up a lot of options for me for 1 mana. Instant speed. Eladamri's Call, same thing. 2 mana, instant, tutor up a creature, boom, there's my answer. If I need a solution, I can get a solution. Sylvan Library, draw me cards. It's powerful in about any deck it's in. Genesis Wave, I mean, again, I can whiff with, I can just let it rip with like 6. 9 mana for 6 on the Genesis Wave and hit most of the stuff that I could ever want. Soul's Majesty, a very underrated card from the old Shards of Valara block. It is super awesome because bare minimum with my general, I'm drawing 5 cards for 5 mana. Normally it's 7 to 9 cards for 5 mana because I've got like some kind of equipment or something on her to make her bigger. Either way, that's a great deal. That's a complete reload of your hand. And you can get it back with Eternal Witness, which is super fun. See the Unwritten, another very underused card, I think, in Commander. For 6 mana, ideally with my general out, and on curve at 6 cost for Sigarda. So turn 5 or 4 or whatever, cast Sigarda. Next turn, see the Unwritten, boom. There's 2 more big creatures in play. 2 more creatures in play. Always got options with this deck. Tooth and Nail, again, tutor up what you need. Tutor up Avacyn and Archetype of Endurance. There's always answers. I always have an answer. I'm never stuck in just about any situation. Darksteel Mutation. This is the next best thing. Again, this is just me mixing it up, but this is the next best thing to tuck in a general, making it completely and utterly useless. You got a flyer, well, not no more. You have anything good. You have an Omnath, Locus of Rage, which, by the way, is going to be my my next little pet project, but you get out of here. Get out of here. So, Darksteel Mutation makes it a nothing. It's an indestructible nothing, but a nothing nonetheless. And I could also tutor it up with my Enlightened Tutor. I can tutor up removal. Path to Exile. I mean, it's good in Commander because it's a one-shot exile, but it does give your opponents a little bit of resources as far as the land. So, I mean, take the good with the bad, right? But I like it. Aura Shards, super powerful card if you're running a lot of creatures. I run 30 creatures, that's pretty good. Tokens, I have ability to make tokens with Brimaz. This is a powerful card. It does serious work. It wrecks people. Aura of Silence, again, that can really shut out a lot of artifact heavy players, or just be a one-shot removal that you can get back with Sun Titan. Swords of Plowshares, it's a lot better as far as not giving your opponents resources than Path to Exile. But again, that one-shot removal, can't beat it. Wrath of God, I have ways of making my creatures indestructible, so let's do it. 4 mana, Wrath. Austere Command, a Wrath that I can set to different modes. I mean, what more can you want? If I'm going against somebody who's going real artifact heavy, real aggro, little creature heavy, or just a bunch of big fat creatures, dude, I can wipe whatever I want. Oblivion. Oblation, tuck something. You can draw 2 cards, but I'll tuck your Planeswalker. Now we're getting into my equipment. I run Darksteel Plated. Simple, it makes something indestructible. Indestructible hexproof Sigarda. That's amazing. Shield of the Oversoul, again, makes something, aka Sigarda, indestructible and makes her +2/+2. The double flying doesn't really do anything, but I like the joke that she flies so high that she can't be blocked. I try to get away with it, but I have yet to succeed. Argentum Armor, it's simply a big fat armor that blows things up. So that's why it's in here. It's big, it's fat. I have yet to really use it. By the time I cast this or I draw it, the game's over. I don't need it, but it's amazing. Bear Umbra, it literally makes her kind of temporarily indestructible. It makes her a 3-turn solid clock, and it untaps my lands. There's literally nothing more that you could want from this commander deck. Sword of Light and Shadow. I mean, again, you're going to be the target of the table because after people see, wow, he's ramping, wow, he casts Sigarda and we can't deal with it, wow, he's got more big creatures to follow up, wow, he's drawing cards, wow, he's untapping his lands, wow, he's playing equipment, you know, they're going to start destroying your stuff. It's just going to happen. You know, everybody guns for the threat of the table. That's just the way Commander goes. So you get a little ways to get stuff back. You got this, you have... I have Nahiri the Lithomancer to save me if people mill me or destroy my good equipment. I have a way to get that stuff back. Nahiri the Lithomancer, the Planeswalker, super awesome. Sun Titan. Sun Titan hits all my good stuff. All my swords, my armor. It hits everything good. Sword of Fire and Ice. I mean, card advantage, a little bit extra damage, and some protection. Sword and Feast and Famine. It's literally in here for the protection and just the untapping of lands. I untap my lands. I mean, it's just as bad as having Prophet of Krufix out. You don't want me to get started on how much I love Prophet of Krufix. Privileged Position. Now, I also have Asceticism, but I don't run it in this deck. Privileged Position for me, because I didn't want to waste the card slots on two things that did that. Archetype of Endurance is good. Privileged Position is a little better, it's cheaper, and it hits all my other permanents. So... I mean, again, if I have Avacyn out, I mean, I play this, it's almost just as bad as having Archetype and Avacyn out. Plus, it also protects my swords and stuff. Garruk Wildspeaker, that overrun effect sometimes is helpful, but the untapping of lands is usually the only mode I use. If I'm hurting for a body, I can't get Sigarda to stick for some unforeseen reason, or just need a creature, I put him out there, that'll give me something to put a sword onto, maybe get a couple sword triggers. You know, he's got me, giving me options. That's what we're all about here. We're about options. Nahiri the Lithomancer. She puts out tokens, which, oh man, I almost had a wicked combo going with Aura Shards this, and I had Sword of Feast and Famine out. It was just hilarious. But pumping out tokens with the Aura Shards going, just boom, hey, free token, hey, free destroy. Every turn. And then I can free equip, which is just, it's just value. And then the -2 is a fail-safe. It really is. And it comes in handy. When people are destroying artifacts in my equipment, I gotta have an answer for that. We're all about answers. We need a solution, we got a solution. Garruk Wildspeaker, it's just like Soul's Majesty. At the very least, it can be a 5-mana draw 5 cards. Usually I put out a creature and then draw, just so I can keep them around. But, I mean, sometimes you just need that instant 5 cards for 5 mana, so I do not hesitate to get rid of my Garruk Sen for some cards. Well, that is my Sigarda, Host of Herons. I hope you enjoyed it. You know, give me some feedback if you guys want. My couple pet projects I got going on now, because she's on the chopping block. If you're seeing this video, Sigarda's probably dead. So, that's just that. I had fun with it. It's a bittersweet ending, but my 2 pet projects I got going on, I got currently the Mimeoplasm going on. He's a very fun deck, and I'm still tweaking it, getting it perfected, but you get the Mimi warmed up and the Mimi on a roll, and you can't stop the Mimi. It's kind of like that 1988 the Blob movie with, was it that Dylan something guy? Yeah, with his hair and the motorcycle and the leather jacket and the badass I don't care attitude, but I have a heart of gold also attitude. You know, this is the Blob. I mean, once he gets warmed up, once you get the Mimi warmed up and ready to roll, the Mimi doesn't stop. The Mimi breaks for no one. But again, I gotta learn some better Mimeo puns and tweak it, and we'll perfect it and show you guys. And then, I kind of spoiled earlier, Omnath, the Locus of Murder, Death, and Mayhem. I proxied this out whenever I saw that he was spoiled in the Battle for Zendikar stuff. And my god, I fell in love with it. He was my it card. That's the one card in the set I seriously had to have. And I proxied this deck out. The only 2 proxies I had, because the set didn't come out yet, was Omnath himself and Horn of Greed, which synergizes perfectly with him. And good lord, I played 2 games at Alpha Mega Gaming here in the Chesterfield Mall, and he literally just shit on the table, and it was, it's like, hey, I played a land, I get a 5/5, it has haste, I attack. You're going to destroy it. Okay, well, instead of taking 5, you take 3. So it's just one of those generals that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You let him be. I'm going to overrun everybody with just pure power and card advantage. If you destroy him or just you board wipe, you're still going to take damage. Because whoever board wipes is taking the 3 per creature that you die or destroy. So he's super fun, and I'm in the process of sleeving it up now, and I just gotta tweak it, and after I get it going, after I think it's at a comfortable place, I will show you guys, and you will see the glory that is the mimeoplasm in all its mimeo glory, and Omnath, Locus of Destruction.